What is employee experience? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. I've done several articles and graphics and posts about designing employee experiences, but I realized I haven't actually done a video on this topic. So I thought that's exactly what I'll do. Now, before I get into what employee experience is, let me first talk about why I think this is such an important and fascinating topic. Most organizations today focus purely on one aspect of organizational change, and that is around culture. Engagement is all about culture. The surveys that are created are all around culture. And that is perhaps one tiny part of employee experience, but it's not all of employee experience. So what is? I define employee experience as a combination of 3 distinct environments within any organization, regardless of the industry, regardless of the size, regardless of the geographic location of where this organization is. There are 3 things that make up every single employee experience at every company around the world. The first one is the technological environment. These are the actual tools that employees use to get their jobs done. This includes the user experience, user interface, the mobile devices, the desktop computers they're using, the apps. Anything related to technology falls into that technological category. The tools that employees are actually using to get their jobs done. Is your organization providing tools that are beautiful and modern and relevant and are allowing employees to get their jobs done in the way that they want them to get done? That's the first environment. The second environment, number 2, is the physical environment. This is what you actually see around you, what you can touch and taste and smell and breathe in, and what you can see. This is the open floor plan or the cubicles or the art that's hanging on the walls, the dogs that come into the office, the people that are around you, the catered meals that your organization might provide. The physical space is quite literally just what happens when you walk into the front door of your organization. Now, this is, of course, quite crucial because we spend most of our times inside of organizations, and the physical environment makes a big difference. How we communicate, how we collaborate, how we feel, if we want to be engaged, inspired, the physical space makes a big difference. It's one that organizations oftentimes neglect and forget about. And the third environment that all organizations need to focus on is the one that is the most famous and most known, the cultural environment. This is how employees actually feel inside their organization. This is the vibe that they get. This includes everything from organizational structure to leadership style to compensation and benefits, anything that creates that kind of vibe within the organization. So that is the employee experience: physical space, culture, and technology. It's not one out of those 3. It's not 2 out of those 3. It's all 3 of those things. Organizations have historically focused on 1, maybe 2 of those things, and I think the future of what we're evolving into is focusing on all 3, what I like to call the experiential organization. I think that's how we truly create an environment where people want to show up. And for me, that's what employee experience comes down to. It's challenging the one big assumption we've always had around work, and that is that people need to work there. And so when we assume people need to work there, we just give them the bare bones, the utility that they need to get their jobs done. A phone, a desk, a computer, that's it. There's no focus on engagement, innovation, inspiration. None of that stuff matters. But now that we live in a world where the war for talent has never become more fierce, organizations have to shift their mentality from creating a place where they assume people need to be there to creating a place where people naturally want to be there. And this shift from utility to experience, from need to want, that is what employee experience is all about. The 3 ways to create that: focus on culture, focus on technology, focus on the physical space. Not 1, not 2, but all 3 of those things. Curious to hear what you think. Leave me a comment below. I'm going to be spending a lot of time exploring this topic and creating models and frameworks and doing research around this. So you'll see much more both in terms of podcasts and videos and articles and graphics and all sorts of fun stuff in the coming weeks and months. If you want to get access to more of these videos, you can visit thefutureorganization.com. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, you can text the word future to the number 44222. Again, that's the word future, and text it to the number 44222. I've also been getting some questions around sponsorship. If you're interested in sponsoring a month of content, which includes videos, podcasts, and newsletters, you can simply email me, jacob@thefutureorganization.com, and we can see if it makes sense. That's it for me on this week's episode of The Future in 5. I will see you next week. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.